Welcome back to the Crude Project, everyone. I'm here with Ant and Kevin the 2 Cent, and as always, we've got a great episode for you guys. And
We're bringing an update about the blob and I guess some side effects that could cause from this.
before we dive into that, if you guys get any value from the content that we share, please like, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go over to our Spotify channel for a great commute listen. And with that out of the way, let's go. So, dude.
Yeah.
We've been kind of tracking this.
Yeah, a little bit.
Right.
The blob's been kind of doing some wild things. So it's like off and on since like February, I think, is when the first sighting on Ventus Sky, the app that everyone's using.
Well, I think that's the first time like someone actually paid attention to it or found it or whatever.
That's true.
Like,
That's true.
What if it was happening before that and
Yeah.
no one ever kind of caught onto it?
Yeah, that is well. So the lady that like kind of spiked a lot of it, Glam Ham on TikTok.
yeah.
She like watches tectonic plates.
Yeah.
And I don't know I don't know how somehow it correlated to Ventus Sky. I don't know if she uses Ventus Sky on a regular as well, but I would assume this probably the first time we saw it.
Yeah.
First time potentially it happened. But again, like you said, we don't know. But what I didn't know is that this anomaly, this blob that's happening right above Bouvet Island, which
Right.
we covered this before. If you guys, there's a couple episodes back where we started if you haven't seen any on that. It radiates and then it just disappears and then it does it again. It's not a continuous thing that's been out there.
Right.
It's evidently gone and grown and done different like patterns and like reached to the top of, the western side of Africa and then just like dissipated over times and then comes back like a week later. And this time, again, stretching of really, really far, like way up the west of Africa.
Yeah, the previous episodes that we covered it wasn't reaching out that far, right?
No, I
Like,
don't think
the
it had made it
radius was
all the
not
way up
that-
there.
Yeah.
I think by the time the episode came out, it had done that once.
Yeah.
Because I think it's only done that like, again,
Maybe a couple times.
two, three times. It's gone that far.
Right.
Making like really, really renowned
But
spot.
it's dramatic, bro. Like the sheer size of it, the sheer scale of it, like it's almost covering the entire like Atlantic Ocean.
It is
almost
pretty big.
to the north.
Yeah, it's everyone's saying, oh, it's a Leviathan coming back. Like, yo, come on. It's the last thing we need. Is the Cthulhu or the Leviathan or something just like coming at, dude, I don't know what I would do.
I don't know. It's probably Godzilla down there, just shaking things up.
Giant beam just comes out and blows up the moon.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's a Godzilla beam right there. Looks like a Godzilla beam.
Oh yeah, moving up.
Right.
It looks so wild how it like shoots out. I think Glam Ham came out with a video a couple of weeks ago, kind of trying to give an explanation on it about how it was a scientific explanation. And I'll be honest, I completely forgot what the heck she even really said.
Right.
But it wasn't anything like spectacular.
Right.
But after this happened again,
Right.
and now we're getting news that the water is at an all-time record high in the Atlantic Ocean.
Like temperature-wise, right?
Temperature-wise, is like
Yeah, temperatures
way
are
hotter
really high.
than it ever was the last record time we had when Katrina happened. And it's also, like 2 or 3 months prior. Because we're not in hurricane season yet.
No.
It's only May. We still have June, July, and then August.
Right.
August and September, and sometimes spills in October. And we have record high temperatures that are way hotter now than the National Weather Center has already said. This year's going to be bad. This year, they have 24 names on the list. They are accounting for 24 tropical depression, storms to hurricanes already on a list. So they're already accounting for potentially 24.
24 of these massive like tsunami
We don't know how
storms or whatever that's going to happen.
Hurricanes.
Hurricanes.
So for us, it'd be a hurricane. Yeah, the National Weather Center has already made a list of 24 names.
You think maybe the heating, like this unnatural heating up of the ocean is the reason why some of these deep sea creatures are also coming up on the surface. Is that the reason?
I
'Cause
mean,
we've been seeing that, right?
yeah. So there was a recent claim that they saw. Kev, can you pull that up? There was a picture. It
Yeah.
was of a deep sea angler fish. It's like, I think this species is somewhere supposed to be
In the
around-
dark, like this
3,000
thing is-
feet
yeah,
down.
it's like way down. Like
Yeah. So this thing is never supposed to see the light of day. We're never supposed to see it unless through
unless
like
you dive that deep,
yeah, you're
which
on
is-
National
which is-
Geographic TV.
right?
And somehow it washed up on shore. Could be related, may not be, but that's not normal. That's not a normal occurrence.
It's not. I mean, how many of these do you usually see?
We never. Like we don't ever see them on like
And
for this
this
to
isn't
make
the only
it.
one, right? This isn't the only one that's like surfaced. This is
Uh,
just one of like a few that has,
I don't know how many. I think this is the only one that has been recorded on social media. There
Yeah.
may be more that have. I assume if
this
one
isn't
did.
the only one that I've seen.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. Well, I would have to assume. So if you see one, there's probably a few thousand of these down in the ocean. I mean, the
yeah.
ocean's massive. I'm sure probably if one came up, maybe another. But the thought that something at 3,000 feet down
Right.
came all the way up. Now, other thing I don't know is how. How did it get to the top? So I know that
Well, I mean, it's a fish. What you mean? It just swam up.
duh. Why did I think about that? No, the ocean pressure. The ocean pressure down there is
yeah.
way stronger. Like the pressure of like gravity, I guess what you could equate it to.
Yeah.
If a fish comes up to this level when they're down there, they like just explode. Because the pressure difference is so like you can't go from 3,000 feet and come up and just be like, okay.
Be
You
normal.
have to go at such a slow, gradual level. The humans will get what's called, I might be wrong on this, it's called the bends. And what happens is you get air actually in your bloodstream and you'll just die. You can't have any air in your bloodstream at all.
That's why they can't dive that far deep down too.
Well, true. Well, also because the
It's
amount of
ocean
pressure. Yeah, it would
is-
just kill you.
yeah.
Then it'll crush you. But these creatures are able to go down that low. But I don't know.
I mean, their body has like the anatomy of these fish has adapted to the depths of the ocean. The way
Yeah, but they shouldn't. So when you adapt to the depth, you can't go to the top.
right away. Yeah, you can't.
So
And
I don't
that's
know
what
how that-
happens. Like
I would expect it to be like a piece of the like. Literally, I could be wrong again, but I was thought that you would just explode. You would, because the pressure difference
yeah,
is so crazy, they would just blow up. Because I think people
Maybe,
have
yeah.
caught angler fish.
You're right. It's called the bends.
Okay,
It's,
so that is
decompression sickness.
yeah. So it's a decompression, and I feel like they would either collide in or explode due to like the way the pressure would work. Because I think fishermen have caught an angler fish before, and like when they go to pull them up, like there's nothing because of you're pulling something. Now again, this could have come up really slow. It's dead, but at 3,000 feet, if it died, it should stay down, not go up, because it's dead and the amount of pressure. There's like no current down there.
right.
Why did it go up? It should not have gone up. It should have stayed down.
So you think because of the temperatures rising, it caused the fish to swim up, and because it swam up, the temperature difference, the
Maybe.
pressure difference of the water,
Well, so
and its adaptation of like the deep sea and then
Uh-huh.
the shallows and more of the surface area. That's why it couldn't survive and it died on the surface, and it washed up. Is that basically
so
what-
I don't know if the water is going to get that warm at that depth.
yeah.
If we were to change the temperature drastically at 3,000 feet, I think we'd be dead on the surface.
I mean, no, you're right, but a slight difference in the temperature.
They maybe notice it, and if that fish tried to come any higher and it didn't realize it and just died, but it would have to come up really high for it to reach the surface.
right.
Right? Like that thing would have had to have been chugging. And most like aquatic life at the very bottom,
Yeah.
they don't move fast. Because there's not that much food. They can't waste energy.
Right.
Like there's creatures down there that are just like, it'll take them like 3 business days to get back home.
That's precisely why these fish are skilled hunters in the sense that they have that one little light.
Yeah, they have
as
a luminant light that'll
as a bait.
attract. Yeah.
So that's how they reserve so much energy and not move around so much, because that little light is their attraction.
Yeah,
for
bioluminescence is what that's called. Certain aquatic life has that capability.
And so when I saw this, that was the other thing that I think, you brought this into my attention too. Like the other thing was the killer whales thing that was happening.
Yeah,
Like-
so I looked into that a little bit more. That's a slight amount of misinformation, technically. So the story was there was killer whales that were beaching themselves, right? And on TikTok, it's you kind of have, it's where I originally found it. Find a lot of information there, but somebody tried to make it seem like, oh, did you guys hear about what just happened? That happened actually in January. That was before we ever heard about the blob. You can't disassociate it being with the blob, but killer whales and dolphins have beached themselves before. Many large animals, whales, things like that, have beached themselves. They get a little sidetracked, get caught in the water, and it went into an avenue. It was like a kind of like a small little canal area, and it was very shallow. And they ended up beaching themselves, and for such an amount of time to where they were disoriented and then died, and they had to euthanize some of them. So I don't think that's related. This was in New Zealand as well, which is not in the Atlantic Ocean. Again, so that was a little bit of misinformation. Somebody, I guess, on TikTok was trying to, get some click views, and I mean, it worked. The video had like a lot, but it's a little bit of fear mongering there. I think.
Probably. But the other thing that is probably most likely the cause of this, if this is the cause of the ocean heating up, this blob anomaly. Well, another thing that we saw recently was the fact that Greenland, for people that don't know, some people think Greenland is the continent or the landmass that is actually green and it's fertile. It's actually the opposite. Iceland is, and Greenland is just a giant, a giant block of continent ice, basically, and not necessarily a continent, but just a giant landmass of ice. And Greenland has been losing 30 tons of ice per hour. I had this noted down somewhere so I wouldn't forget. Was it per hour or per day?
Per hour.
Yeah, per hour. That's what it was.
30
That's
tons
what it was reported.
of ice per hour.
30
just going
tons,
into the ocean.
Right. 30 tons of ice Greenland is losing per hour. And I mean, that's what it was reported. But
that's a lot.
It's a lot. And my curiosity was when I saw this blob and the massive scale of it, and then the whole analysis of maybe is it causing the Atlantic Ocean to warm up, and then
melting
how
some
far,
of that. Yeah.
Well, how far it's reaching up all the way to North Atlantic. Well, Greenland is in North Atlantic. So is Iceland.
I mean, it doesn't have to change it much to melt ice. I mean, you change it like a couple degrees, you could start losing, ice.
Yeah.
Or start to melt it, formation starts to go, and then, before you know it, once you start getting under, some of it starts to fall, and then I don't see that's not very far fetched, because we have on record there's like the graph that shows. Actually, I forgot to tell you to look that up. If you could see, there's the record temperatures of the Atlantic Ocean during Katrina and now. It'll show us side by side. We could put that up so people could kind of see what I'm talking about. And I mean, you can just see a clear difference between. And Katrina was devastating to like all of the Gulf in the U.S. Absolutely devastating. And to see the change, the dark color of the temperatures in May, like we could even have an early hurricane season almost.
Yeah.
But this couple of things that people are trying to speculate. One, Bouvet Island. the Bouvet Island, whatever is emanating or happening, it is causing the heating of the water. And that seems so much of a, I believe that, because it seems too much of a one for one. And the other thing is we're switching evidently from El Nino to La Nina. I think I might have butchered that one, but I know it's El Nino is what we normally have, and we're switching, and it's evidently switching to another. And I think it's La Nina. Might be wrong. Weather text, help me out with that. But
yeah. So, but look up really quick what El Nino and El Nina is.
I think it's La Nina.
La Nina.
Yeah.
Because
The El
we might
Nino,
have some folks that would be like, "What the hell is that?"
I think it's so El Nino. I'm not even gonna try and explain it because I think we'll find out in a second. Excuse me. The El Nino and the La Nina, it's the way
'Cause I don't know what that
at
is.
which the wind pattern is.
Mm-hmm.
And if the wind pattern is slightly changing, it's what's causing warmer waters because we're getting hotter air to go across or something, maybe, kind of. I don't. Let's see here. El Nino. During the El Nino, trade winds weaken. Warm water is pushed back east towards the west coast of the Americas. El Nino means little boy. La Nina. La Nina means little girl. La Nina is also sometimes called El Vejo. During the La Nina events, trade winds are even stronger than usual, pushing more warm water towards Asia off the west coast of the Americas. Upwelling increases, bringing cold, nutrient-rich waters to surface. These cold waters in the Pacific, well, that doesn't really help us with, okay, so it makes it warmer. Okay, so pretty much it intensifies warm waters, I'm assuming, in our areola. What? You guys don't? The area? The areola?
Okay. Yeah. But this had me thinking, like, if it's coming, because it's clearly coming off of Bouvet Island.
It's almost like
it's literally like dead on.
it looks too much one for one.
Yeah,
dude.
and if it's coming off of that, like, what the hell is going on? 2, who's responsible if
Freaking
it is?
Norway.
Yeah, well, Norway owns that Bouvet Island, but
Time to knock on Norway's door.
Norway has alliances. Maybe it's Norway that's doing something, or maybe it's one of Norway's allies that they have allowed to perform some kind of research activity.
Ritual.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Leviathan resurrection.
And then
Resurrection. Leviathan. Maybe. I
that's
don't know.
Godzilla.
Oh. He's got many names.
Yeah, I guess.
That's Bobby Boucher.
Bobby Boucher. Waterboy coming out. Oh, real quick, not to cut you. Did you find that graph for the water temperatures?
Not exactly.
What did you find, my friend?
But aside from that, right, it had me thinking, like, if there is somebody, if someone is responsible for doing some kind of research and doing this basically, and it's causing heating up and causing these storms, these massive waves, and I think previously it was recorded of like, what, 85-foot waves and shit that was causing.
That's the highest I heard.
Like, if someone is causing tidal waves of that magnitude and it's pushing it that far out to cover almost the entire western hemisphere of of African continent, and then go up to the rest of the Atlantic Ocean as well, and they're heating up the ocean, heating up Atlantic Ocean, that just like brings me to that, like, is the whole debate about climate change, global warming.
Yeah.
Well, okay, maybe global warming is real, right?
Or it's man-made.
Or they're doing shit like this and causing the temperatures to rise, causing ocean temperatures to rise, killing coral reefs, and then, they're going on about and they're having
creating
these
superstorms.
Yeah, I mean and they're making little Miss Greta Thunberg people, activists that are going around saying, we should care about the planet and it's global warming is real, blah blah blah, this and that, and and stirring everything up. You know what I'm saying? We really need to know what the hell is going on with that. It's really like it's a big deal in my opinion when you're causing when not causing, but we don't know who's causing it, if it's real, if it's someone is behind it.
Right.
But if this is something that's man-made, who the hell's responsible for creating such big ass storms? And if it is to the point where it's reaching almost the entire Atlantic, and how many 24 storms that are predicted to happen?
Yeah, the National Weather
Major
has 24
storms.
names listed.
Did you find it?
So that's I see that picture you have. I don't even know what that is or where that is.
You said temperature, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So it showed. So this isn't exactly
That's the Gulf.
Yeah, that's just the Gulf. That's
Well,
kind of a picture, but so like the one it was like imagine you had like the flat globe looking picture, and it was like a bar, and it just showed like all the way from one to the like the whole Atlantic's from U.S. all the way to Africa, and it was like a little strip that went across there, and it specifically showed water temperatures during Katrina and now. So if you look up Atlantic water temperatures, Katrina versus now, maybe that one. Guys, I saw that. I constantly saw it in other videos, but I didn't. I should have tried to find that earlier. Sorry about that.
That's fine. But it just like gets me thinking, right? Like this might be conspiratorial and shit, right? But I don't. It's not far fetched with whatever is going on. Like if this is man-made, is this being done on purpose to cause some kind of mass storm, cataclysmic type of event that's gonna, maybe like a Hurricane Katrina type of thing, that's gonna hit multiple areas, and possibly it is election year,
Yeah.
and things are getting crazy. So is this maybe something that they're doing on purpose to maybe halt elections? Because like, imagine like if a Hurricane Katrina type of thing hits again, like Florida,
it's a huge
or,
state of emergency for like many
Puerto
places.
Rico, Florida, whatever else. I don't know. The entire East Coast. I mean, it's reaching up all the way to the North Atlantic. So that's the thing. Like, are they doing this shit on purpose to maybe halt elections? It's not far fetched. I mean, we don't know what the hell's going on with Bouvet Island.
Yeah. Is that
Did you find it?
Yeah. So that's that. So on the left, that is the record temperatures before Katrina during the 2005. On the right is right now.
Yeah.
So it was both during the same times, even. So if the waters don't get colder, we will see much, much worse than Katrina.
May 2024. Okay. And that's 05.
Yeah, that's when Katrina hit in 05.
So, okay. Bro.
That's great. That's great. Look at the span. Look at the difference. Look how hot that water is. Look how much more it is. It is like, yo, I'm dipping my toes in a bath out there. That is crazy, crazy difference. But also notice how it's not so hot up higher though. Interesting changes. Whether we can say this is exactly Bouvet Island or not, don't know. But all we do know is this hurricane season will be bad.
Well, here's the thing, bro. On the left looks a little more natural, almost. A little more, right?
I mean,
On the right, bro,
that's crazy. That's hot.
That looks like something abnormal is happening. It looks like legit, like that's that.
It definitely looks like a major change. It looks like there's a cause, like something,
something huge has happened to make that happen.
I can hear
Honestly, like
I can hear the comment section right now. Yeah, global warming. Way to go, gas driver.
oh my god.
I'm saving the world in my Prius right now. If we all would have done this in a Prius.
God.
I'm not driving your Prius. Leave me alone.
No, dude, like this is abnormal. And
And
okay, so for people who are like, oh, what are you talking about? What blob? What video? Or all this shit that we're talking about? Go over to that video really quick. So we're gonna play this video really quick so that shows exactly what the hell is going on in the Atlantic Ocean with this blob or whatever.
My friends, it is my opinion that the Antarctic anomaly frequency is heating the Atlantic Ocean and will make hurricane season a lot worse. Check this out. And of course, this is only a theory. All right, my friends, welcome back. We're on Vent to Sky, and look what's back. It is May 23rd, 2024, and we have the beginning of the Antarctic anomaly once again. This one goes for a few days before they remove it. They will remove this. They always do. I'll skip to the days real quick just so you can see how far this frequency goes, because that's what this is. This is a frequency technology coming from Bouvet Island, and you can see
look
this
at you can just
all the way up to
that's
the northern
insane.
Atlantic. And I'm going to explain why we see this again. As you can see, the
like you
data
can
here
see the
ends on
waves
29th.
pushing
They will
out.
remove all data except for the data that initially took place, which will be right about here at 11 a.m. on Thursday. So you'll see this, and you'll see the rest of today, and then they will gradually remove this data. Now, I want you to think about something. The insane amount of heat we've been having in the Gulf and the southeastern states. But my friends, what we are seeing here with this heating of the Atlantic Ocean, we are 3 months ahead of schedule. As you can see on this chart, this is where we should be in the month of August as far as the temperature. In this section of the ocean, the exact path where our hurricanes come from the west coast of Africa, sweep down through the Cape Verde Islands, and then into the Caribbean. This is going to be a serious situation for the Caribbean, as I said, and also the Gulf.
That's a
Jamaica,
zoomed in
Cuba,
picture.
Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, all these areas, including the Gulf of Mexico and eastern Florida. That is why, in my opinion, of course, this is my theory about this situation, we are seeing this Antarctic anomaly because this is a type of frequency weapon. This program has no other way of determining this type of data, so it only puts it out in a wave format. That's why it's not showing up in any other setting, and sometimes we get this on windy and sometimes we don't. But this, my friends, is the program trying to analyze this data, and the only way it knows how to is to put it in this form, so we're seeing an energy pulse. That's why we had the insane weather all over Africa and then Brazil shortly after and during these anomalies. There's no denying that that weather lined up exactly with every time this anomaly popped up. You can see that here in this image. Every time the anomaly popped up on 4/9, we had insane weather in Cape Town, South Africa. It was then followed by insane weather in Kenya, and then Oman, and then Brazil, as we just discussed. So keep an eye out for significant weather in these areas or the continuing of significant weather. My friends, this is a very significant thing that's taking place down by Antarctica, whether it's the island we've been speaking of, the Weir Antenna Array up to the northwest of the island, or the Antarctic coast itself. Regardless, this is a frequency. There's nothing physical about this situation or wave. There's no waves being read because that's not what's actually here. It's only being read as waves because this program has no other way of analyzing this type of info and putting it out to us. So this is the extent that we get the anomaly this time, going all the way up into the North Atlantic Ocean. This is unbelievable, my friends. I'll keep up on this as always. Take care. Bye-bye.
So I don't know when that video came out. Because this is that the person who we saw was obviously a repost, because you could see where he turned up the volume.
Right.
That wasn't us turning the volume up. So the only recently the National Weather Service came out and said this hurricane season is going to be bad.
Yeah.
Because the waters are warm. And then this guy said, or maybe it was him. I don't know. He turned it up his own video. Maybe he reposted it. Maybe it got taken down and he just like, oh, that was you turning it up. Oh, that was us. Oh, completely lied. When was that put? 3 days ago. Okay. So I don't know. Maybe it was then. I thought somebody else posted it.
Completely lied.
I'm completely lying right in front of everyone. You were good. You turned it up and you really made it seem like it was part of the video. That was really good.
Damn, Kev, that was good.
Yeah, you're really good at this.
This guy's getting good.
Pretty sneaky. You might want to watch out for us. We might be in the waters next. You don't even know. But either way, it is confirmed we're going to have a bad hurricane season. So that is something I did want to bring to a lot of people's attention is if you are on the East Coast, if you're in the Gulf, if you're in Florida, if you're in Georgia, North, South Carolinas,
The Caribbeans,
if you have family, be prepared. Definitely not fear-mongering, definitely not trying to scare anybody, but this is a preparation thing that you need to be ready for. And some people are like, I survived Katrina, I'm going to be... Look, whatever you want to... If you want to ride out this storm, ride it out, but I just want people to be prepared. We may not get a storm. Some crazy thing. We don't even get a hurricane. But the waters being as warm as they do, and that is fuel for a hurricane. That is without a doubt how it works. Just be prepared is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean the for the people that are going like thinking about like cruises or
Well-
trips to like the Caribbean
You ain't
or
coming back.
Puerto Rico or Jamaica or whatever, you know, like Dominican Republic, like bro,
That's a
might
one-way
be,
trip.
It might be a one-way trip. I don't know. Like,
Hey,
yeah,
you staying there for life. That's your resting place.
dead men tell no tales.
Hope you like it there.
Dead men tell no tale. Yeah, that's it was pretty crazy, bro. Like that shit, the projection of that, it was way bigger than the last time. That's what's like freaked the shit out of me. I
It's
was like,
scary
yo,
looking,
what
dude.
the hell?
It's a
And,
scary time right now.
So that's why I'm just like, what? How is this starting off from one small point and then just like
Resonating.
spreading so wide
Yeah.
and so far out? And so what is it just gets you thinking like,
What is it? What's going on?
what is going on
Why
in
is
that,
it
in that
happening?
start point?
Mm-hmm.
And why is it continuous? Like continuous as in why does it keep happening?
Yeah. And we
It's not
honestly,
something that just happened once or twice.
Yeah.
It's happening.
it's happening for months now, like continuous pulses.
And you know the whole temperature thing that he was talking about. Notice how the whole temperature thing wasn't happening in February or in March. I think it was right to at least to this degree.
I mean, it wasn't as hot, but I'm pretty sure the waters, like you can see the graph, and we were getting warmer.
And that's what I'm saying.
Like ever since, it's been getting warmer. So I 100% think it makes
it
too
might
much
be
sense.
causing it. This might be the cause of the water getting hotter. This whatever the hell is going on Bouvet Island, whatever these, you know, those villainous scientists,
Doofenshmirtz.
Doofenshmirtz,
Mr. Doofenshmirtz over there.
Mr. Doofenshmirtz with his new invention.
Yeah. I call it the Hurricaneator 5000. I don't know what Mr. Doofenshmirtz, I don't know how he sounds, so I don't know how to.
Bro. It also got me thinking, like, you know, if this is something that's happening and if it's something that's being done on purpose, it's not a far-fetched thing to think that maybe this has to do with some of these billionaires that are preparing and building bunkers and shit, you know? Like,
Here comes the
Bro.
scary parts.
so I'm saying, like, how many of these millionaires and billionaires have we seen that have been building bunkers one after the other? They're preparing, and they have the means to prepare and have these, and most of them have been building these bunkers high elevation.
High elevation. It's kind of weird.
So
It is strange.
Yeah, it is a little strange, and it just
Like
gets
they
you
might know something.
like exactly like what do they know? What do they know? And when you know, the other thing that I noticed was the fact that big timers like heavyweights, like Klaus Schwab of World Economic Forum,
Mm-hmm.
he's stepping down.
Another person stepping down. Jamie Dimon?
Jamie Dimon,
And he's
JP Morgan Chase, and this dude practically could own the entire financial market of U.S.
And these people aren't very. They're
biggest
older.
bank in
They're
US.
older guys, but they're not like.
Yeah. But
They're not old as people as Congress. Why would you step down? Like,
but what the hell? Like, my thing is like the timing.
yeah,
The timing of all of these people, like Klaus Schwab, and then shortly after Jamie Dimon, or actually it was before Jamie Dimon, it was Victoria Nuland. For people who don't know maybe who the hell Victoria Nuland is, she's the Foreign Affairs Secretary of Foreign Affairs. Like this person, go to her wiki really quick. Yeah, this Victoria Nuland. She has been one of the biggest instigators of the basically war against Russia and continuing to support Ukraine and funding Ukraine. She's been one of the biggest supporters of that. Like continue to send money to Ukraine, continue to push for more war with Russia. Excuse me. And she stepped down. And then right after that, Jamie Dimon stepped down of JP Morgan Chase. So it's like these heavyweights all around are slow, and these are just some of them that we know. How many other people that we don't know, that we're just common folk, you know? We don't know about everything. So how many other heavyweights have been stepping down that we don't know? And they're talking about, you know, I don't. It's just like
It's a weird correlation.
It's a very, very weird coincidence.
Yeah.
Like I just like all of them stepping down in the kind of like the same time frame almost, and then something like this has been continuously going on in the election year as well. Like a lot of crazy shit always happens in election year, but this election year
It's
has
wild.
been the wildest so far.
Yeah,
And
like
it has been, and
to say also our hurricane season will come right over, like if something could be as catastrophic and worse than Katrina,
yeah,
how long did it take for Katrina to come back around? That could hold up an election.
right.
If
And
you have something so bad to where you literally decimate the entire Gulf
yeah,
of the U.S., you got to send out National Guard. You got to send out aid. Like
whoa.
yeah, this
Like,
is not election
This is
time.
not election time. We don't need that right now. We need to save our community.
Yeah.
We need to prepare. We need to build the country back. We have bigger things that's going on than
Right.
an election. That's how it's gonna play out.
Well, and also like to say like a catastrophic event, also like to have like mass flooding.
Yeah.
There was that picture of there was a doomsday map that was made. There was another where we found it was from another podcast. Was it Butterflies or Ninjas?
Yeah. Butterflies or ninjas.
Butterflies or Ninjas, I like them. Really, really, really crazy. They touched on this fact. I'm going to reiterate it. This
Yeah.
is not information we found, but it's some things that they came together and found. Is that up there? All right. So on the right is a doomsday map, potential doomsday map. That would be, there's no time frame on this thing. But as you can see, a lot of the U.S. is underwater. But this is some sort of like a catastrophic event of some sort, mass flooding,
Yeah.
maybe melting of Greenland happening right now.
Who knows?
And then on the left is all of the farmland and its number by acres that Bill Gates has bought and now owns, and it's broken up into either farmland, transitional, or recreational. And that's 268,000 acres. Now, to correlate these two, as the other butterflies are ninjas correlated, if you overlay these two maps, what Bill Gates owns lays perfectly on this map as dry, elevated land, almost to a T. Now,
Almost.
it shows mass states, but if you are to know exactly, like if you see California and it's like those couple of islands, that area is where he owns. It is scary accurate to the point of where it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like these little spots of land, and that's where he has farmland or recreational land. And
Basically,
it's-
land that he has, farmland that he has bought, basically that he
Yeah.
owns.
And so that's a little scary. And this came out like a couple of months ago, and this was like, wow, actually almost a year ago I feel like it came out.
Yeah.
And
But
so that kind of went and came, but now with recent
everything
news
that's
of
going on.
Bouvet Island, Greenland melting,
right.
potential for like a category hurricane that we've never seen before, maybe like a 6, because they had to make I think I could be wrong on this, but I think they had to make a category 5 because of Katrina. I don't know if they had.
That I'm not too sure about, to be honest.
I heard somebody say something like that, but that doesn't sound too right now that I'm saying it out loud.
Yeah,
It sounds crazy. It sounds cool when you say it, though. So they honestly may have to make a category 6. How
Who
warm
knows?
the waters are?
Well, dude, if it's gonna be to that, like, bro, the size, the scale of that shit, yeah, they're probably going to have to make a category 6.
Category infinite, category demon. Oh no.
Yeah.
Please no. But either way, we found this interesting more now. It was interesting then, but now it seems like it's starting to have a little bit more of a relation with current times, a little bit more, I don't know, like relevance,
Right.
if you will. Bunkers are now widely known. Zuckerberg, Bezos, Bill Gates.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you name it, they have a bunker somewhere. Rocky Mountains, Hawaii, Appalachian Mountains.
Right.
Like, they have them in various places, and this map works out really well with that. Aside from a little bit of Colorado, we were a little off on that part. I feel like not those Rocky Mountains would be underwater, but again, not a geologist or archaeologist. I don't know nothing about rocks. I just throw them. So
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Some of it looks a little off, but that's crazy.
But obviously, everything is not going to be perfect to the T.
Right, but those are the Rocky Mountains there, and those are pretty
Yeah.
tall.
No, I know, but I'm saying
maybe there's like a break in the Rocky Mountains there. Maybe
because this is
Who knows?
speculation. This is not like something. It's an estimate.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be to the T. So for them to kind of draw this out, they might have, miscalculated a tad bit, but it's almost correct. It's almost
Potentially could. Well,
Yeah.
We don't know for sure.
right.
For all we
It's
know-
almost
Somebody could, and this is a very good possibility.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that this information, that we don't know when the Doomsday Map was made, but maybe somebody tried to put 2 and 2 together to make like something,
Mhm.
like this could be the Doomsday Map, and then just kind of put it there for somebody
Right.
to stumble upon. Who knows? We don't know. Just the other side of the coin. But if this is to be a potential Doomsday Map off of science due to flooding, that's a big coincidence in my book. That's too much. That's too much on the nose for me.
yeah. And the fact that whatever is going on off of the Bouvet Island, right, is something that it looks like it can be turned off and on, off and then on.
Yeah,
Because it's not a
frequency
continuous
pulsing.
thing.
Yeah, some frequency sort of pulse like that video said. I 100%
So-
believe that.
So if this is something that can be turned off and on, it's just something that, like, this is something that is plausible. Like, they can do it. They can do it. They can turn it off, hit an area with it, turn it off, and then go about, dealing with the problems that it came with, right? Whatever catastrophic event that it created, whatever landmass and whatever shit that it, Hurricane Katrina type of event that it created.
Yeah.
And then go about it with that, and then afterwards deal with the repercussions type of thing. And so it's not a continuous type of thing that keeps happening, but they can hit it, turn it off, and make sure that now they have to deal with that.
Probably calculating data, seeing where it went, how far it went, what it did, how the effects were. Turn it off.
And like, what are the chances? Like, with all the other like predictive programming type of thing that's been happening, that they've been putting out for people to kind of like that's what I think it is. Predictive programming. Like all these shows that they're putting out, all these movies that they're putting out. You know what I'm saying?
Post-apocalyptic things.
Post-apocalyptic type of things like that. One movie that we were talking about earlier, like Barack Obama.
Leave the World Behind.
Leave the World Behind.
Yeah, Civil War.
The Civil War type
New
of movie.
Fallout series, which
Right,
is based off a game, but
Yeah, but the chances of it that's happening, that they created it and made it now, like one after the other type of thing. Like these are one after the other type of movies, shows that they're putting out that are all in like the same kind of genre of like post-apocalyptic survival, some kind of catastrophic event that's happening and taking place, and then all of them have like almost the same type of narrative, like these super rich people or people with like agendas doing something,
causes a
causing
catastrophic
something.
event. Now we have post-apocalyptic. Now we got people with no noses.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Dude, yeah. So it's something to keep an eye on. For people, like we said earlier, for people, if you have travel plans for down south of Atlantic and Caribbean, whatever.
I would not.
I would
Cancel. Unless you ain't coming back.
Cancel, and I would also stock up on some like preparedness material.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
definitely for the coming hurricane season. Batteries, flashlights, canned foods, non-perishables. Yep, generators. Have an escape plan. Have a readiness, preparedness to move away from the coast.
Right.
Because, I mean, houses are replaceable. Lives are not. So
Right.
that's just my
So-
2 cents.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's all I had. That's all I had, bro.
That's all we found
Just
for
wanted to
that.
cover this. This was something big that we came across. Thought it definitely needed a little bit
It definitely
of coverage.
does. It definitely does. Need more people to talk about it. Also, we don't
Yeah,
know what that
man.
landmass is. That still up? Is that picture still up anymore? You don't have to pull it back up, but if you guys go back, rewind back, there was a giant landmass itself of the Atlantic and the ocean. We don't know what that is.
So if you watch that, if you remember that video that they posted, we lose landmass, and then Australia, for example,
Oh yeah, that's right.
gains
They gained it.
landmass, 'cause the water
Oh.
level sinks, and New Zealand and Australia will
Dude,
connect.
that'll be where the big heads are living, or they'll put us over there.
Yeah.
So
Who
if you
knows?
guys are looking forward to a new encampment, it'll be that off the Atlantic. We'll be out there busting rocks.
Yeah.
Gonna go to Mississippi. Gonna see Eliza. We'll be out there singing hymnals and whatnot.
Hey, wade in the water.
No, not that one. Not that one. We can't go back that far. I mean, we'll all be in the same boat at that point, so.
You're right.
That's how it started.
Yeah, true.
We're back in the Mayflower for Classic Cross.
Oh, no, you're right.
what
They're
I'm
going to
saying.
put us in boats. Oh, shit.
We back in the Mayflower, boys.
It's
We going-
chalked. It's chalked up 2025. I'm back in chains. Django rechained. Oh, no.
Django Rechained.
Damn it. Damn.
That's good.
That's going to be tough.
All right, well, guys.
We better get out of here before we're canceled before it happens.
Right. All right. Guys, if you enjoyed the content that we shared today, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go over to our Spotify channel. Follow us for a great commute listen. And it is getting hot in here.
Waters
We'll
are
see you
warming up, and
guys.
so is this room.
Right. We'll see you guys next time.
See you.